Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I'm Masrudin. My student ID number is A1M2190046. In this video, I'd like to talk about local language. So, the topic of my presentation is, does modern society need to preserve local languages? The purpose of this presentation are to see the usage of local language and to understand the role and the importance of preserving local languages in modern society. Okay, I've divided my presentation into four main topics. First, the usage of local languages in modern society. Second, the importance of preserving local languages in modern society. Third, consequences of the lack of awareness to preserve local languages. And the last, efforts that can be made to prevent the extinction of local languages. So the answer of the big question that I've shown earlier, does modern society need to preserve local language, is yes. Modern society must to preserve local languages. Okay, let's move to the first part of my presentation. The usage of local languages in modern society, especially in Indonesia. Okay, the usage of local languages has begun to disappear, especially among the young generation. Some of the factors that influence the unpopularity of the usage of local language are environmental factors, modernization or globalization, and the lack of interest and respect to use local languages. Over time, local languages are increasingly left out in communication, abandoned because they tend to be considered old-fashioned or tacky. So, young generation in urban and rural areas tend to prefer the usage of a modern term and more interesting to use Bahasa Indonesia and foreign languages. At least, that's a real phenomenon in modern society today. Okay, next, the importance of preserving local languages in modern society, especially in Indonesia. Okay, in this era of globalization, they are concerned that many local languages in Indonesia are threatened with extinction. This anxiety need attention. This anxiety deserves attention because the loss of local languages in Indonesia is an indication of the loss of a part of world culture and civilization. So local languages have a role that is no less important than Bahasa Indonesia as official languages in Indonesia. Include local language as a symbol of the pride of an area, and local language as a symbol of an area's identity, local language as a means of supporting literature and culture, and local language as a source of languages that enrich world language and culture. Okay, next, consequences of the lack of awareness to preserve local languages. Okay, first, no specific identity in language and also in culture because language is one part of culture. And second, potential extinction of local language. So local language will become extinct if the speakers are decreasing over time, right? And the last, decrease cultural diversity. So the more local languages that are extinct, the less the diversity of language we have. Okay, next, efforts that can be made to prevent the extinction of local languages. It's very unfortunate if local languages become a local identity will gradually disappear because of the progress of the times and the ignorance of it. So, here's some efforts that can be made to prevent the extinction of local languages. First, deepen our understanding of our local languages. We can learn about our local language from our parents and maybe from school. So it will be better if local language is included in the curriculum especially in elementary school, so that the students are accustomed to use local language from an early age. Second effort, learn to love our local language. Third, always use our local languages at the right time. Fourth, appreciate all forms of art that use local language. And the last, introduce our local language to other people. So these are efforts that can be made to prevent the extinction of local language. And that brings me to the end of my presentation. In conclusion, local language have a role that is no less important than official language in a country. Both of them helps the formation of the character and personality of a nation, strengthen and maintains the cultural identity of an area which one part of the national identity. We didn't say that globalization and development of the era are not important. Foreign language are also important. Moreover, we have to keep up with the development of the era because if we don't, we won't be able to compete. However, the important point that we must not forget is about our native culture. We shouldn't be forget it either. Therefore, let us follow the development of the era without forgetting our identity as a nation that has culture and custom. I think enough my presentation about local language. Please forgive me if I made some mistakes. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Goodbye and see you in the next video.